two events coming up. The Maxi Yacht Rolex Cup and the Rolex Swan Cup. There is a heightened energy in the place. There's a heightened energy on the docks. There's a heightened energy on Piazza Azzurra. There's a heightened energy with our staff. It just starts to fly.
It's 4 years since the Maxi Yacht Rolex Cup and the Rolex Swan Cup last ran back-to-back in Portocervo, Sardinia. And with yacht design continuing to evolve, the boats lining the pontoons of the yacht club Costa Smeralda for the 2022 editions proved some of the most diverse, innovative and competitive ever assembled.
Sailing is going through a historical time right now of innovation, and this event is the perfect example. You have brand new concepts, brand new ideas. So it's not just a boat race anymore, it's a boat show of what's new and what's possible.
Innovation has always been one of the key features of this event. This is where these innovations get tested, and all the boats have the best sailors in the world on board, and that makes it even more fun and high level.
Facing the biggest test of all is Roberto Lacorte's Flying Nica, the world's first fully foiling Maxi, which, after reaching speeds of 40 knots during training, is making her competitive debut at the Maxi Yacht Rolex Cup, albeit in a category of her own.
Abbiamo due obiettivi importanti. Il primo è quello di avere un compare con le barche più veloci. E poi è quello di dimostrare al comitato di regata, al club, al comitato organizzatore che si può regatare con una barca foiling all'interno di una regata tradizionale.
A four-time winner in Portocervo with the conventional Super Nica, Lacorte's Flying Nica project was destined to break new ground at almost every stage.
The brief was very clear that he wanted a boat that was capable of the short offshores in the Mediterranean, like the Rolex Euralia, and then some of the coastal races like the Rolex Worlds here. I was ready to embrace the challenge, but technically it was certainly a step into the unknown. There were other design solutions, like the Imokas maybe, but really for the sort of boat he wanted, which could go inshore, upwind, as well as offshore reaching, this boat with the movable arms was the better technical way.
Per adesso posso dire che le piccole paure o i dubbi che ci sono in tutti i progetti che hanno degli obiettivi molto ambiziosi come Flying Nica si stanno diradando. È sempre più divertente e stiamo raggiungendo tutti i target che sono stati fissati durante la progettazione. Questo rende ancora più affascinante perché c'è un'interazione fra il piano velico e quello che avviene sott'acqua con i foil. È fantastico, cioè si riesce a mettere insieme queste due forze che con l'aiuto della tecnica foiling riescono a generare una potenza impressionante.
The first foiling Maxi to appear at the Maxi Yacht Rolex Cup, Flying Nica competes in 3 of the 4 days of racing. The vindication of an idea, a vision for the future.
C'è un nuovo modo di andare per mare a vela. Non bisogna essere solamente dei velisti, ma bisogna essere anche capaci di volare.
One of the best-loved sailing venues anywhere in the world, the Costa Smeralda and the archipelago of La Maddalena offer both variety and versatility, with a catalogue of coastal racetracks to suit different classes and conditions. This year's 46-boat Maxi fleet, made up of 7 separate classes, takes full advantage. Based on designs drawn up more than 80 years before Flying Nika was conceived, but still stealing the show are the 4 J-class yachts, where Svea dominates.
In the J-class, you have awesome boats because they're very close in performance. There's 35 crew members on some of them, and it's more than just getting the sails up and down. It's the communication. It's a big squad, and I think that's one of the big challenges. And I think all the teams are doing an excellent job.
Another regular contender setting the pace in the 13-strong Maxi class is Highland Fling 11. Making her last appearance under Irvin Laidlaw's ownership, she wins 2 of her first 3 races en route to her 5th class title.
Attacking here, building on 4.
In the Mini Maxi 1 category, contested by the former Maxi 72s, there's an upset on the cards, with defending champion Cannonball and the higher-rated Bellamente both losing ground to George Sakalaris' Proteus and Vespa, owned by Jim Swartz. Vespa has also won 2 of her first 3 races and prepares for the following day's coastal racing with a handy 2-point lead. With the building westerlies forecast to reach over 25 knots, the start of racing on day 4 is brought forward to capitalise on the most favourable conditions. With the whole fleet engaged on coastal races of varying lengths and complexities, it's a day of colour and contrasts. A compelling spectacle unrivalled anywhere in world sailing. Inside La Maddalena Archipelago and beyond, conditions are near perfect, with solid breeze and flat seas typical of an arriving Mistral. It's champagne sailing throughout the fleet. In 4 of the 7 classes, the winners are decided with a day to spare. Among them, Shimano in the Super Maxi category and H2O in the Mini Maxi 3 and 4 class, the only yacht to finish the week with a perfect scoreline. There are more close encounters in the J class, but it's Svea that prevails, establishing an unassailable lead with a 4th win to leave Ranger and Velshida in a tight battle for 2nd place. Relishing the bigger breeze, Vespa also secures the class title with her 3rd victory in what has been a memorable campaign for her owner.
It's personally very gratifying. I came to the sport late in life. I didn't grow up sailing, and it's added a dimension to my later life that I never expected, and it's just been fantastic.
When the Mistral resumes with a vengeance on the final day, racing has to be abandoned, handing Capricorno a narrow victory in the Mini Maxi 2 class. After a dramatic week that saw the Maxi Yacht Rolex Cup take flight for the first time, Svea's crew stayed grounded at the prize giving, sharing the spoils of victory in conventional fashion on a crowded Piazza Azzurra. It's now exactly 50 years since the first international sailing regatta, the Settimana delle Bocche, was held in Porto Cervo, and 60 years since the Costa Smeralda came into existence at all, following a visit by the Aga Khan in the early 60s. Chronicling the area's rapid rise was photographer Nello Di Salvo, whose life and work is fondly recalled today by his son Massimo.
Fondamentalmente lui era il fotografo personale di Sua Altezza e la mission consisteva nel fotografare e dare risalto a questa nuova realtà che stava nascendo. Ha un merito speciale, cioè quello di aver preservato e aver dato una vocazione turistica a questo nostro territorio, però mantenendo intatta quella che è la natura. Ovviamente dalle fotografie di mio padre e dai suoi racconti ho visto arrivare tanta gente, era considerato un po' un buon ritiro. A vedere queste foto sembra che non ci sia un fotografo, è un passante e lui stava soltanto passando e ha bloccato un attimo, non sono fotografie. Beh, se fosse stato qua Nello credo che sarebbe stato molto contento nel vedere l'evoluzione delle regate, vedere tutte queste belle barche e pensare che è iniziato tutto con una prima regata con 4 barche. Lui diceva che ogni cosa doveva essere fotografata. Era una mission questa.
Every 2 years since 1980, owners and admirers of Nout or Swan boats have gathered at the Yacht Club Costa Smeralda for the Rolex Swan Cup, returning to their spiritual home like migratory birds, a pattern interrupted only by the pandemic, making anticipation of this year's 21st edition even keener.
I'm so excited. Looking at all these swans coming from different countries, it's what makes the Rolex Swan Cup such a special event. We have 8 classes among 2 divisions. We have the Sparkman and Steven. I think that this is something unique. And today I was out there sailing. Wow, it was a huge emotion.
Also now assembling along with the boats in Porto is the talent required to sail them to their full potential.
The quality of sailors involved, particularly the pros, has just been outstanding. You know, we've got a lot of world-class sailors on the dock.
I'm making my debut here in Rolex Swan Cup. It's a beautiful event. I mean, this is one of the most beautiful places to sail in the world, for sure. We're looking forward to some tough racing.
Tight competition can be found throughout the fleet, not least in the Maxi class, where among serial winners like Please Play, the first of the new Club Swan 80s, Pierluigi Loro Piana's My Song, makes her debut.
The Club Swan 80 started with the concept and the idea that it would be nice to do a one design class that fits within the range of the Maxi class. In general, I think there's been a very positive reception of the design of the boat. I tend to imagine the boats sailing, and so there's a lot of aesthetic features that you could only perceive them when the boat is sailing, particularly when the boat is heeled. So some designers, they design the boats for when they are at the harbor or when they are moored. I think when you see the boat sailing, you understand why a few things have been done the way they've been done.
In a closely fought class contest not decided until the final day, My Song holds her own, while hinting at the potential still to be unlocked by her new owner and crew.
This one, the call was just a clear start, no? We were a bit advanced on the line, and I think it was very risky, you know, to try to go for a lead ball here. And
For all the fleet's range and diversity, it's the 15-strong Club Swan 50 class that remains the most competitive. Among the star sailors to join it this year is 5-time Olympic medalist Robert Scheidt, stand-in tactician aboard fast-improving Austrian entry Stella Maris, and still going for gold.
yeah, the competitive instincts are always there. I think they'll never die. I'm loving also to be part of a team. Kind of racing here. Main on. Bow down a little bit. Bow down, bow down, bow down. Racing here. This has been quite a change for me because I've been sailing individually or in 2 on a boat. So being on a bigger boat with more people, sharing information, communication, and the boat handling, it's been quite amazing and quite a new feature of my life.
Convivial off the water, uncompromising on it. The Club Swan 50 fleet again proves closely matched, the ultimate test of teamwork and tactics.
We had today particularly a 50-50 situation on the water about whether should we tack and try to go more to the middle of the course or stay on the left side. And Robert was very bold in saying, okay, this is the way we go. It's very clear.
That's going to be our chance, okay? Keep sailing here. Keep sailing.
It was a very bold decision, in my opinion, and it was a very strong and very good decision because we ended up first on the windward mark.
That's good, that's good, that's good. Okay, building again, guys.
Few entries can match the speed and consistency of Louis Balcan's Belgian entry Balthazar. But after a poor start, August Schramm's crew recover their poise to win the 4th of an 8-race series, delighting their temporary tactician.
It's really special to win as a team. When you win individually, it's only for you. You know, you did well and you're proud, but you're already thinking about the next step. And when you win as a team, it's something different, it's something special.
The second recent addition to the Swan family making its Rolex Swan Cup debut is the Club Swan 36, the Club Swan 50's mischievous younger brother. Among the 8-boat fleet tearing up the racetrack in Porto Cervo is the recently crowned world champion Brazilian entry Mamau.
The Club Swan 36, I think, is the most modern, fun, medium-sized boat in the world. It's really fast, it's really competitive, and a lot of fun. My friends ask me what kind of boat you have, and I say if it was a car, it would be a Ferrari.
Instead of doing a small, big boat, we did a big dinghy. It's very light. And because it's light, it can be sort of lifted slightly out of the water. And to lift it out of the water, you need these sort of curved foils. The sea foil is that compromised foil that upwind generates the lift that keeps the boat from sliding towards the wind. And reaching and downwind, it sort of lifts it up and makes the boat skim and plane above the water.
Of the 8 pocket rockets contesting the class, Giangiacomo Serena de Lapiggio's boat, G-Spot, makes the fastest start, winning 2 of the first 4 races. Lorenzo Mondo's Fast Star is pushing them all the way, and after 2 indifferent performances, Mamau regains her form to win race 4.
This class is incredibly competitive. Let's say we have 10 races per series, and you have about 5 boats that win an individual race, so it's incredible. I've always dreamed of this race, so it would be a great pleasure to win it as well, but we'll see what happens.
Away from the One Design fleets, the competition is no less intense, with 4 prestigious class titles on the line. In the Grand Prix category alone, over 20 boats from 8 nations are competing, the biggest entry in the regatta. While OM2 and Katima grapple over second place, Heinz Gerd and Christoph Stein's Swan 53 Krillia puts in a dominant performance to take home the prize. With 4 straight wins, Swan 601 Flow seals a comfortable win for owner Stephen Cucchiaro in the mini-maxi class. While in the 7-boat maxi fleet in which My Song made her debut, the ever-competitive Please Play dominates early on, only for Swan 90 Freya to fight back later, leaving the class title poised going into the final day. It's tied 2 at the top of the Sparkman and Stevens category, where the redoubtable Sherlaff and Mascalzone Latino 33 line up one last time on equal points. One step removed from the fight for the Sparkman and Stevens class title, but by no means overawed, is the remarkable Josian, a Swan 36 built in 1968, but found abandoned and derelict by her current owner in San Vincenzo Port in 2013.
Telefonai al mio amico Leonardo Ferragamo e gli domandai se aveva notizie di questa barca. E lui mi disse, è la Josiane, la numero 7 del cantiere Swan, è una bellissima barca, ti conviene comprarla e restaurarla. Quindi ha un passato glorioso e io sto cercando di fargli rivivere questo passato facendo ogni 2 anni questa regata.
Indeed, Josian won the very first Rolex Middle Sea race and still frequently graces the podium, finishing second on handicap earlier in the week and occasionally brushing shoulders with the new 36, the heirs to her racing pedigree.
Mi piace molto il 36 coi foiler, non è adatto a un uomo della mia età quella barca. Il 36 è un'astronave e questo è un calesse con i cavalli, ecco. È lo spirito del cantiere, lo spirito del Swan. Io sono molto amico di Leonardo Ferragamo e lui lo fa, è realmente con grande amore che gestisce questo cantiere in tutte le categorie che possano esserci, automobili, barche, motociclette, quello che si vuole. Ci vuole l'amore.
Having so far contended with changeable and challenging conditions, crews are about to receive their reward, a sparkling finale of which dreams are made. Reveling in the 15 to 18 knot breeze are the One designs. The Club Swan 50 class again providing a thrilling spectacle as the 15-boat fleet renews its fight for pride and prestige. Balthazar is still the boat to beat, Stella Maris and Hatari leading the chasing pack. Heading the Club Swan 36 class is Monaco entry G-Spot, but it's Lorenzo Mondo's crew on Fast Star who have the best day, notching a second place and a win to cancel out their rivals' lead. A strong Mistral prevents any racing the following day, but by the start of the fourth and final day, conditions have eased and the concluding stages of a compelling week play out. Second in the penultimate race, Balthazar starts the last with a comfortable overall lead. Things don't go to plan, but 12th is good enough to secure the Belgian entry, the Club Swan 50 title. Stella Maris well satisfied with second. The top-performing Club Swan 36's G-Spot and Fast Star begin the day on equal points. When they finish first and second in the next race, their final encounter becomes a match race. Mamau is first across the line, enough to secure third spot overall, but after finishing 2 places ahead of Fast Star, Giangiacomo Sereno de la Piggio's crew win the first Club Swan 36 title at the Rolex Swan Cup. In the Club Swan 42 class, it's Nadir that takes the title, while Blue Sky wins the Swan 45s. In the ratings classes, a final day win for Freya earns Donald McPherson's team the Maxi Class title on countback ahead of Please Play, while Mascozzoni Latino 33's victory secures her crew the win by just a point from Sherlaff in the Sparkman and Stevens category. After a 4-year absence, the Rolex Swan Cup makes a welcome return. Louis Balcan's Balthazar crew among the 8 class winners stepping forward on the Piazza Azzurra. Sailors have now been coming to compete and collect prizes on the Costa Smeralda for 50 years. If the 2022 regattas are anything to go by, they'll be returning for 50 more. Next time on The Spirit of Yachting, we head offshore for the Rolex Middle Sea Race.
As a professional kite surfer, I am always finding new ways to motivate myself and master my craft. To perform at the highest level, being in the right state of mind before getting out on the water is extremely important. In my own headspace and fully focused.
I appreciate your being here this morning. Mrs. Kennedy is organizing herself. It takes longer. But of course she looks better than we do when she does it. But we appreciate your welcome. This city's been a great Western city.
Presidential car coming up now. We know it's the presidential car. You can see Mrs. Kennedy's pink suit. There's a Secret Service man, spread eagle, over the top of the car. We understand Governor and Mrs. Connolly are in the car with President and Mrs. Kennedy. We can't see who has been hit, if anybody's been hit, but apparently something is wrong here. Something is terribly wrong. I'm in behind the motorcade trying to follow them. It looks as though they're going to Parkland Hospital.
Governor Connolly was shot in the upper left chest, and the first unconfirmed reports say the president was hit in the head.
There's only one word to describe the picture here, and that's grief, and much of it. It's official. As of just a few moments ago, the President of the United States is dead.
We're here at the Texas School Book Depository, where the area being completely roped off by Dallas police, the K-9 units here at the scene.
They have little doubt that 24-year-old Lee Oswald of Dallas is the man who shot and killed Dallas police officer J.D. Tippit shortly after President Kennedy was shot to death this afternoon.
These people have given me a hearing without legal representation or anything. Did you shoot the president? I didn't shoot anybody, no, sir.
This is a sad time for all people. We have suffered a loss that cannot be weighed. For me, it is a deep personal tragedy. I know that the world shares the sorrow that Mrs. Kennedy and her family bear. I will do my best. That is all I can do. I ask for your help and God's.
Welcome back in our studio, and in today's news,